about the real. Talk a real topics, no facts. Talk a real shit and you know that. That's a fact. Chip, chat, and chill. Talk about the real. Talk a real topics, no that. Talk a real shit, know that. That's a fact. Chip, chat, and chill. Talk about the real. Talk whatever you want, whenever you want, whenever you want.
Welcome everybody to Chip Chat and Chill. This is your midday recess, millennial fun foodie session, happy hour session, love session. We are in the middle of a good run of a Love Built to Last series. It takes a village. Take it from people that have been in relationships long enough, have gone through seasons with their partners long enough, like myself and my guests that you'll see featured through the series. It takes a village. You don't have to do it by yourself. And as millennials, we don't have to figure it out on our own. We have each other to support one another. So today I am excited because I am always amongst friends. But when I say I have like a really, really good, solid, strong circle of friends, this one tugs at my heartstrings. If you know, I love hard and I don't play about my friends. Latoya about the same way.
Absolutely.
And so I'm just grateful that she is with me today. And Latoya Diggs, she's a wife. She's a mom. She is the master stylist. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see this? Can you see this? Yes.
I just did my color,
Get into it. Appreciate it. Is here to share with us today. We're going to talk about love, marriage, forgiveness, healthy counsel, healthy advice, and having a good, strong support system. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. It's early, but I'm good. I'm good.
It's fun because this is Latoya's first introduction to Chip Chat and Chill, so she has no idea what to expect. I'm not gonna mess with her too bad,
Okay.
But she is definitely going to have fun. So that's the most important thing. I'm glad and excited that you decided to give us your time today. I'm excited to what's to come. I'm so glad that you're a part of the episodes, the series, and hopefully, if you are interested, we can do a part 2 because I know there's going to be a lot to share. If you have more to share after, you're more than welcome to come back at any time.
Okay.
So usually this is like a nighttime thing. However, this is a morning edition. Did you have breakfast already or not?
Yes. So I know you said, we got our drinks and it's not cocktail hour, but I got this good old Wendy's Coke.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Because every morning, like my husband and I, we have like breakfast dates. So I'm going to always have breakfast in the morning with him. If we can get it in, we're going to have a breakfast date. So
that
yes.
is so sweet. That's sweet. Yeah,
Yes.
You got to get it in where you fit in, child.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, what did I make? It's early. I just woke up off of 4.5 hours of sleep. Forgive me. I went to bed at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. This is banana, pineapple, and apple.
Oh.
So, and a little bit of ice. It's more pulpy than I really, really like, but it's really good. So cheers.
Come on now. Okay.
So we're going to get right into it. Love and relationships, or a love built to last, it takes a village. Actually, I do have a couple grievances that I just want to get off my chest.
Okay.
I'm going to argue. Let's argue a little bit since Thanksgiving is coming up. What is one side dish you can do without?
I don't know if it's considered a side dish, but I don't understand this cranberry sauce. It needs to be thrown away. I don't understand that. I mean, sauce? Bye. Cranberry sauce. Are y'all serious? Like, it's like, what?
You really feel that, don't you?
I do. It pisses me off. As you can see, like, I legit am getting pissed. Cranberry sauce. Like, and I just did my Thanksgiving menu. And, me and my husband, we like, okay, we got this. The cranberry sauce.
Now, I'm going to take up for Kenny. I'm going to take up for my friend Kenny. Ooh, wait a minute. I'm telling on you.
He already know. That's the thing. It's so dumb.
No, listen. Cranberry sauce, for me, this is just me. Now I don't like the actual some people are very different, and it actually ended up in my house, and I'm not going to bring that up and single that person out. But the actual cranberry, some people do it that way. I was like, no. I did grow up on the canned one that you slice and you serve it. You put it on like your turkey. Some people do stuff in a cornbread dressing. Some people do. I've seen people put it on. No, don't put it on mashed potatoes. But
Oh my
it's
God.
just something. It's something about the savory and the sweet that works for me. If I put it on my meat, ham or turkey, it just the savory and the sweet. It just works. And then,
Okay.
like, you get creative with Thanksgiving leftovers the day after next, the day after next. I'll make like sliders. I'll put turkey, cranberry sauce, macaroni cheese. That's like my slice of cheese. And it works. It's just, it's the savory and the sweet. Some people like sweet and sour. Some like sweet. It works. This once a year. You can't deal with it once a year, Latoya, really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna always side eye, but
So
y'all have at it.
that was my next question. So you're judging me and Kenny?
Absolutely, but
Let me
that's fine.
say
It's all love.
something. Kenny's a good man. Okay. And I'm going to be my friend's friend on the show. Kenny, if you see this, I pray you get your cranberry sauce this Thanksgiving. And if
I'm
you
gonna give
don't,
it. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely serve it to him and only him.
only him. It's like
He can
that's
have it all.
you.
Okay,
That is yours. It is yours.
all of
Claim it. Name it and claim it. It is yours. The kids don't like it.
No, no, no.
You
No,
are
ma'am.
hilarious. So, what is an absolute? Like you have to have Thanksgiving isn't Thanksgiving if you don't have
Dressing.
really. Now,
Yes.
that's a controversial size because some people be like, "Ew, what is it? Literally, what is it?" And everybody makes it different.
Listen, first off,
I'm gonna give you your soapbox. Have your soapbox moment.
We're not talking about stuffing, okay?
Thank you.
If y'all
There's a
using
difference.
this box
Thank you.
stuffing, y'all can go on with that. We cannot have that. But dressing, like dressing, it start with that cornbread. Yeah, we gonna do that. It's amazing. I have to have it. I have to.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
I do.
She said what she said.
Whew, it gets me all the way together, child. I can't wait because I'm gonna take my good time with that. Okay, I'm gonna take my good time. Yes.
Now, to your point, I will have to agree and back you up. If you have ever had good dressing,
Yes,
you have to have it in your life. It is a necessary staple on the table.
yes, because my mother's side, the Reeds, man, let me tell you something. They got that dressing down.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see them. Nobody. Period. Okay. Like every year, I ask my aunt, I'm like, what's the ingredients again? Because I need to make sure that I do it the same exact way like they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Stuffing at the table? No. Dressing people.
It's dressing. Don't nobody say nothing. No
it's
stuffing.
a love language. You hear me? When you get that food right, it is a love language. And I had to ask because, chip, chatter, and chill. We foodies out here. We like to eat.
Yes.
We're passionate about our food. Don't mess with my food. Okay. So, as we're talking, a love built to last, Toya, is your love in a great place right now?
Yeah.
Do you know what works for you?
Being me.
Okay.
Seriously. Okay. Like, I can't pretend. Yeah. I just be me. And that's it.
Yeah. And I know definitely being able to be friends with both you and Kenny, it works because the both of you are genuinely friends.
Absolutely.
You genuinely enjoy each other.
Yes.
What has been the journey evolving into this version of Mrs. Diggs from day one to now? Do you see where these are absolute things that have absolutely worked every single time? And when there were things that didn't work, you learned from that and it made you better?
A lot of stuff made us better. I don't think we ever just have it all together to where we're like, okay, let's do this. I think everything has built up to where we are now.
Yeah.
And we have embraced like every single thing in our marriage, whatever has, came our way, just whatever. It's like we have taken it head on and we have dealt with it the way we know how. And it's just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like seriously. So we started out as friends, period. Like when we
Okay.
met, we were friends.
Okay.
We have always been friends. That's it.
Beautiful.
Friends, like legit friends. Like that's my dog. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is my dog. So everything else after that, it was just all learning experiences. It really was. And it was giving him grace and room to grow, as well as me, and not being too hard on each other because we were so young. Like we got
Yeah.
married in '05.
Wow.
We were
Wow.
young.
Yeah.
It wasn't the big, right now it's the social media hype to where everybody want to be married,
Right.
everybody want to be posted up with a boo, the selfies, all of that it's cute. It really is. But that's not marriage,
The
you
recurring
know?
theme
It's not.
is friendship.
Yeah.
We're rolling out these episodes each Thursday, ironically, including Thanksgiving, because we know there's going to be feelings and people
Yeah.
and good and bad. It's a time where a lot of people have to deal with one. So we're going to help you get through that. If you just want to listen, take a break between seconds and thirds or between nap shifts, come
Right.
on to Chip Chat and Chill and listen. I know for a fact that it was meant to go through this series because without you even knowing what we talked about, the recurring theme is friendship.
Yeah.
And the recurring theme is, teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're friends first, it's definitely an add-on to your relationship. And I reiterate, and you could
Mm-hmm.
probably agree, when you're going through tough stuff, being friends first, having established that as a foundation, it helps
Mm-hmm.
see that person for who they
Yeah.
really truly are from the core and see them
Mm-hmm.
past what you're going through. And
Yep.
it makes it a little easier to recover from things after life has met
Mm-hmm.
you and dealt you how it's dealt you. So
Yep. And it actually it kind of draws the line as well, as far as how some people, when they are in a heated situation, and we see it a lot of times on the reality TV or whatever,
yeah.
and people are so mad at something and they take it out on each other, and then they start disrespecting each other and calling out names. I mean, there it's just like, is that your spouse or is that like somebody that you legit don't like in the street? And I think when you really really have that solid friendship in your spouse, it kind of draws the line to where I know we're, button heads, but I'm not going to cross over that because number one, you my friend, and I'm not about to disrespect you
Yeah.
like that. I'm not going to do that. Even besides husband, I'm not going to disrespect you. So I think a lot of that draws the line, just having that foundation as friends,
Yeah.
you know?
Now, real talk. Has my spouse made me upset? Has he pissed me off? Absolutely. But
Mm-hmm.
could I approach him like on the street? No, I could not. I
Right.
couldn't approach him and be like, whatever. I'm not going to devalue your manhood or your position
Yep.
in feeling secure as a man and being able to still have some type of acknowledgement as a support system, someone to
Mm-hmm.
honor, someone to celebrate and respect. There is a line. I agree, and
It
it's
is.
just it's hard seeing, especially couples in their 20s, little stuff. Like
Yeah.
you
It
got
be
me a
little
fish
stuff.
sandwich instead of a chicken sandwich, and now we ready to knuckle you buck in the daggone parking lot. What is wrong
Right.
with you?
It's
It's a
like
sandwich.
it's mind baffling. It really is. But that's because, like I said, we've been married for so long, and so you kind of, as you're growing, you're still watching yourself through somebody, and it's like, wow, like, is it that serious? Like, because I can kind of relate to a situation, but I don't
Yeah,
remember handling it like that. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? But nowadays, everything is so hostile. But even when I wasn't like being a wife to him, I was still
Mhm.
a friend. So it
Right,
should, like I said, that line, even if you are that mad at your spouse to where right now you just like, I'm over my husband. Don't be over the friend. Like still have that
right.
friendship there to, keep y'all level headed and not go so far underneath to where you are, like you said, disrespecting your spouse, just being planting negative seeds, because it's not worth it. It's just not.
It ain't.
It's not worth it at all.
Now, dealing with conflict in every season, sometimes you'll repeat conflicts
Yeah.
that you've seen before 4, 5, and 6 times. And I think that teaches you how to deal with the now version of your partner
Mm-hmm.
and friend, and to grow through it differently or more effectively. Honestly, even through conflict and having, those lines built, did you ever feel like your spouse wasn't being friendly to you at any point
Mm-hmm.
in your relationship?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And to be honest, it was more spiritual.
Mm,
Because I ain't trying to be deep or nothing,
right.
but marriage is deep. I'm just saying it is very spiritual, period, point blank. And I remember a couple of times to where we were not on the same page. We were just not on the same page.
Mhm.
And I could tell when he attached himself to a spirit, because it changed
Mhm.
him.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm sure he can say the same thing about me, but I noticed a change when he got around certain people.
Mhm.
And I was just like, wait, I'm not dealing with my husband now. I'm dealing with the spirit behind my husband. And
Yep.
so, in order for me to see that, of course, you got to be, prayed up. You just got to be, open to God. Like, Lord, I need you in my marriage. I don't know it all, but I do feel this change. You got to be sensitive to your marriage, just like you are sensitive to the spirit. And
Yep.
so, I noticed that. And so, I was able to deal with the spirit behind him and still show grace, even though it was like hurtful, but I knew it wasn't him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And so when you look at situations like that, it's easier to handle, to where
Mhm.
it doesn't pierce you as hard, to where it leaves you scarred. And that's how you deal with it. You go to God in prayer, you call out that spirit, and you intercede for your husband, and vice versa. When you have a couple that is doing that on each other's end, man, listen, it's all good. Like it really is. It's all good. It's all good. It's literally you and him against the world. Like, you're not
Yeah.
looking to nobody else for anything, because there's really nothing anybody else can do anyway, because that's up and down. It has nothing to do with anybody else. That's one of your, tests, I would say, or one of those humps that you just have to get over, period. So yeah.
I hear you. What Dang, that's a twofold question I have to follow up with. And you perfectly said what you said, so I could roll into the second question. But part A to the second question,
Uh-huh.
what would you say to someone that isn't really able or familiar with being able to identify, okay, this is not truly who my partner is. I'm not used to getting this type of behavior from them. I know who I fell in love with. I know who I became
Mhm.
friends with, but I don't know how to combat this version of this person that I'm getting. How do you, what would you say to that person that's trying to
Mhm.
figure that out and how to challenge it?
That's the thing. I don't challenge it. I don't combat with anything, because it's nothing. It's a spiritual thing. And regardless of who people believe in, whatever religion, whatever the case may be, I just feel like you got to realize that you're not fighting. I'm not fighting my husband. I'm not going to try to, I'm not doing any of that. I'm just going to continue being nice. I'm going to continue. I'm not going to give that energy that he gives me in return. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to kill him with kindness, like they say, until God answers my prayer, until I see God change him, because only God can change anybody. It has to be that will of that person, and God. And so I'm not going to do any of that. I mean, I'm just not. I'm going to fight in prayer, and I'm going to love him, period.
Mhm.
That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to start arguments. I'm not forcing anything. I'm just not. I don't have the energy. I'm not, and nobody should, because I'm just not.
Now I have the foresight that you do. We do have that in common. I know
Mm-hmm.
when I'm dealing with things, and even with the kids, it could be my nieces and nephews, it could be my godchildren,
Yeah.
it could be my husband at one season and one point, knowing, okay, this is not like you. This is unusual behavior. This is not who you truly are.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, yeah, being a little transparent, there have been several times we got together. I think we had just met in
Mm-hmm.
2000, no, 2004. We had just met. 2006, we started really, really getting serious. It turned from friendship to, hey, you cute. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
hell okay. I like these conversations. I like how this is flowing. Since then, you've got 15 plus years. Of course, we've been through a lot of different things,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen different versions of him. He's seen different versions of me. I think between he and I, honestly, I am more able to see this isn't who he really is. It's temporary.
Mm-hmm.
When he's had to deal with that with me, it's just I don't know what to do with you. I don't know how to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to trust. Are you who I
Mm-hmm.
truly got to know first, or who is this person? He's more going.
Mm-hmm.
He takes more of that confused standpoint between the two of us, and I think sometimes it can be really, really frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I know for sure, and it's not to persuade anybody to adapt the same type of prayer life or spirit
Mm-hmm.
life or spiritual growth. But I know for me, I have seen my prayer life evolve and be so effective when I do take the focus of figuring out what it is that I can do and put it all on
Mm-hmm.
what God can do. Because plainly put, He has no track record where He's ever failed.
Period.
He's the only person I know that's blameless. He's the only one that I know that can be effective and powerful and
Mm-hmm.
do no wrong, literally.
Yep.
So it's
And it
been
works. He's the
it
only
work
one that works.
only
Like,
one
seriously, we
fail
can
proof.
try to make things work, and it will never last. It'll be a heartache. We will be just so, upset. But when we sit back and really, really let God do the work in us all in our marriage, listen, it works.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
When we've gone through those things, I'll be honest, in early years, we're still young in marriage and
Mm-hmm.
relationship, but as we have evolved, we're just sharing what we've learned. That's the basis of this whole series. I've seen him sick. I've seen him healthy. I've seen him frustrated. I've seen him happy. I've seen him content. I've seen him pushed beyond his limits. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
him pushing for more in a more positive direction also.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to who we allow in our personal affairs, honestly, it has not always worked to our
Mm-hmm.
benefit, which definitely brings me into the nuggets that I've shared with you and the other guests. What I wanted to touch on was one or two, yeah, two nuggets that I shared in a series of like just sharing what I was growing. If you know anything about my business account now, but it
Mm-hmm.
used to be a personal, and I used to just share stuff as I grow, and I still do. If I learn
Mm-hmm.
something, I'm like, yo, somebody could really learn from this. It's like an aha moment or an enlightenment moment. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, this is good. It was really good to me. Let me just share it because I know
Yeah.
I'm not the only one going through it. So there was a point where I felt like, aha, it says, your marriage is a threefold cord, not a Chinese staircase, a four-strand box, a six-strand centipede. Straight talk, there's a reason why they seal a matrimony with let no man put asunder.
Mm-hmm.
If you pay attention, that's a call to action to the new family established by the bride and groom.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, it says, don't let Aunt M, Uncle Joe, Nana Nim, your frat brothers, your sorors, cousins, CC, anybody put their 2 cents in your marriage. Granted, two families blend from both parties, but sorry, it is up to the husband and wife under God to make life decisions.
Mm-hmm.
To your point, you say you and Kenny have figured out how to make it work your way. Whatever the decisions need to be made, how to raise a family, what their marriage means to the world around them, that's totally up to these two people and God. That's their threefold cord.
Mm-hmm.
And the other nugget had a lot to do with, the main chunk of the episode is When it comes to counsel, surround yourself with healthy, effective, and experienced people who can offer wise, unbiased, heavy on the unbiased counsel. Because not
Yeah.
everybody's rooting for the both of you, even though they may say, I'm so happy for you both. I hope you both make it. I'm praying for you both. They're not praying for you both. They're taking sides. To be bluntly honest, they're taking sides. Should you choose to vent to someone about a marital conflict who happens to be biased, they're only looking out for one participant in the marriage instead of seeing the both of you as one. So when the conflict ends, what happens? They're still upset with the other party. My nugget, I said, sorry, you don't deserve the right to hold aught against my spouse after I've forgiven him and we've grown on to the next thing, and vice versa. If we're no longer mad, consider yourself unoffended. I've learned healthy marriages thrive when they're anchored by a support system that genuinely wants both parties to win as a unit. You agree or disagree?
It's a whole lot. I'm over here responding in my head as you're talking. I'm just like, Lord, get it together, Toya. I'm gonna sum it up, but I have a lot to say in regards to that. And like I said, it's my opinion.
Yeah.
That is something I don't force on anybody. I don't know it all. I don't do any of that. And that's one of the reasons why I think of myself and my marriage as our own blueprint. And the reason why I say that is, even from, like I said, a young age getting married, I never had anybody that I just wanted counsel from. I didn't ask for advice. Like, I never cared for anybody's opinion. And that's just being totally honest. It could just be my personality or whatever. But I have always just asked God for guidance. Like, it's so spiritual, but that's me. Like, I have always just asked God to give us answers and to guide us. And I have never had any experience with, telling somebody, venting here, venting there, because I didn't have anybody that I was comfortable with. And I honestly did not even have the desire to go to people. I always had the desire to go to God because I needed answers. I didn't need advice per se, because everybody's marriage is different. And your advice turned out good for you, but it may not be what's meant for me. And it can be still with even good intentions, but I just did not care. That is me. I did not care. I still don't care. Okay. And that's just what it is. I still do not care, because I know if I go to God for, a specific thing in my marriage, he's going to give me the correct answer. Now he can give it to me if he sends somebody, or he can, tell me himself, send somebody. But I know whoever is coming into my life, I know the prayers that I prayed. I know that I ain't told nobody. And so I know for a fact that it's going to be full of wisdom. It's going to be something that can help me. It's not going to be biased. I'm not going to have to track down information to, well, did you tell some? I ain't got time for that. I don't. My marriage is sacred. And I'm very protective over my husband and vice versa. And I just don't have time for everybody's opinions. I do not, even if they are good opinions, if it's good advice, I'm very reserved when it comes to that. I really am, because I look at everything that I have been through and I'm just like, I am the blueprint for myself. I am the blueprint, and that's what it is. A blueprint. You don't have another blueprint to look after. You are the blueprint. And so you go to God for everything. And that's what I feel like. So I'm sorry, I do not have anybody that I solicit advice. They're going to have to be God sent, period. And anybody that I, openly share things with, they have to ask me first. I'm never inserting myself in anything. I don't care how long I've been married. I don't care about any of that. I'm never inserting myself in anything. And the people that God has allowed me to share with It just so happens that I've been through some of those exact things so I can relate to them. I'm not there to tell them what to do.
Right.
I'm just there to let them know that they're not alone. You know, I don't claim to have all the answers. And sometimes I feel like we lack people who just are there, who can just relate and be there and let them vent without, trying to tell them what to do. Just let them vent, period. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't even know if I answered it, but child, that's all I got.
Did. Did. That helps though. That helps people listening.
Mhm.
That definitely helps me because I appreciate having different dynamics in my life.
Mhm.
And I always say, I wish I would have known. But thankfully, I know. The
Yeah,
point is, I know. When you know better, you could do better. Now
right.
that I know better, I'm going to do better. If I revisit this part of my marriage, if I revisit this part of my life or this type of incident with a different person and another situation, I know how to handle it now.
Right. And
And
you
I,
know what? Who wants, like, when you really think about it, who wants a marriage that they always got to seek out for somebody else for answers? Like, ain't the beauty of marriage coming together and figuring it out?
yeah,
Like, that's the team. That is the beauty of it,
yeah,
coming together. Even if y'all are mad, you're gonna have to grow up. Like, all of the growing, the different levels to marriage, trying to figure this out, trying to get over this, trying to see God. That's the beauty of marriage for me. I don't want nobody taking that. I want that. That's mine. And that's how I'm looking at it. I'm the blueprint. That's mine. Give me. That was my plan. Your plan ain't about to be added into our blueprint. No, ma'am. No, sir. I'm not. Sorry.
that's where that part comes into play. Don't let people start speaking on your
Yeah.
husband, on your
Mm-hmm.
wife, and saying what you should and should not be doing, or what I would do, you should be doing.
Yep.
You cover them and you keep those opinions. You say the opinions are like buttholes. I didn't ask you for one. You got your
Right.
own. Let it be your own. I didn't ask you
Yep.
for it. It's not welcome. I know you mean well. We love you too, but we love differently. We're going to love each other the way we choose to love each
And
other.
I claim selfish. Okay. Selfish. Okay. Because I'm selfish to the things that matter. And that matters. Period. It matters. I ain't been through all this for nothing. This house wasn't built off of advice. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm on it. I'm gonna own it. Period.
So, to a different angle, do you think people nowadays, do we give up on each other too quickly, or do we cancel each other too abruptly without really, like, really giving it a chance and working through stuff?
You talk about marriage, like giving up on your spouse,
Marriage,
or
relationship, well, essentially marriage, because marriage is forever.
and then just people who are courting maybe or something like that. Absolutely, yeah, I do. I feel like, number one, I feel like we think people are supposed to just have it together, and I just feel like we need to chill because we don't even have it all together. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's a lot of pressure. Like, it's unnecessary pressure. I do. It's unnecessary pressure. If you have all these stipulations, which, some may not even be bad, it's just if you are that person that got to have all these things checked off and they can't, blah, 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 just be single. Because nobody wants to be involved with somebody that has all these boxes.
It takes the fun out of it.
It takes the fun out of it. And sometimes maybe that person wants to know, well, can we make our own box? Can we see what works and does not work? Can we check it off together? Can we build something? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to build lines before you even get to the box. So we're not even giving people time to build. You got to build yourself. You got to build, period. But if you don't have the patience for somebody's mess ups, go away. Like, leave them. Don't be a hindrance to them, because now you stunting their growth while you think they stunting yours. No, like,
Yeah.
it's just too much unnecessary pressure for me. So we do let go of people too quick sometimes,
Sometimes, right.
sometimes. And so I just like grace runs out. I feel like You have to be wise and you have to be in tune. You just have to, know if you already know this ain't gonna work, so be it. Just don't waste nobody's time, period. Because while we've seen it, oh my God, you see this in movies. People, date, they, trying to grow and blah, blah, blah. And the person, they don't have enough patience. So they leave them. Then that person grows up to be this wonderful person. They married. And here you are looking back at them like, dang, if you would have waited.
Yep.
You got to know when to wait, when to leave.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Now we have these components called grace, forgiveness, and patience that are very important in a marriage. Totally different from being in a committed dating situation. Does unconditional love really exist?
Yes. I believe so, because I've seen it in my own marriage. Heck yeah, I do. It's something that is kind of unexplainable as well. It's almost on the borderline. It's the same borderline feeling of somebody who feels like, how can a God love me when I'm messed up?
Yeah.
How can a God love me when I am all these negative things?
Yeah.
But yet he still looks at the beautiful things that you don't even see in yourself.
Yeah.
That's the only way that I can explain it, because even when all of the negative is right in front of me, if the negative is right in front of Kenny,
yep,
we look beyond that. That's the unconditional love.
Yep.
And I just can't really explain it for real other than that. That's the only way I can interpret how it feels.
Yeah. It's a thing where, and even down to people that have wrote in to Chip Chat and Chill and shared experiences and life battles. People feel at many points that have either gotten divorced, thinking about divorce, or really trying to find some extra grace to give the person they're in a relationship with, where they feel like there are stipulations and there's a point where grace runs out. There's a point where patience runs out. There's a point where I can give unconditional love except when I reach this cap. So for that person or for those people, to Toya's point, you have to look beyond the negative. You have to look beyond the negative, because we give vows and we say until death. We give vows and say for better or for worse, but when worse isn't the most tolerable worse that we thought we could agree to begin with, if it's way worse than what we intended for worse to ever be, we get pushed to the limit. So how do you get back? How do you get off the edge? How do you get pulled back in?
One thing, but I hate sounding so spiritual. I really do. Girl, because me and my mom, like, we be having conversations like this, just talking as, friends. That's my dog. Hey, Sister Dunn. So,
hey, Sister Dunn.
For anybody who is listening, please do not get offended if I'm sounding over spiritual, because that's the only place I talk from, because that has been my go-to. I'm not trying to force anything on nobody. And I really, really wanted to make that clear. You know me. I need the people to do what they do. Okay. But
if it works, it works.
It has worked. It is the only thing that has kept me. Like I said, I remember a situation to where, like you said, I was at that point to where I just did not know. Period. I didn't know. And I remember how they said, God gives us free will. Period. And I remembered that. And I was just like, okay, God, I know you give us free will. But I said, even in my free will, I still can't even make the decision because I am hurt. And I said, I need you to make the decision, even in my free will. And it was the most honest and vulnerable thing that I had. That's the only thing that I had left was, God, I need you, even in my free will, to make the decision. Show me. However you got to show me, because I know for a fact that my decision will not be based on how I feel. It won't be based on anything else but a word from you, period. And I believe that God loves us so much, and he cares about every detail of our life. And he even cares about the things that other people can't see, but you just like hoarding.
Yeah.
He cares, and he wants to give you that answer. But I truly believe we only find what we need in him. We will never be satisfied. And even if you go and search for answers for somebody else, it may not be God's will for you. So here you are taking a risk on being out of the will of God, and it's not worth it still. So I cared that much to go to him because I just needed him. I just didn't want anybody else to tell me what I may be, to just steer me in the wrong way. I mean, because people are, they are, what do you call it? They're not wrong or anything like that. They have good intentions, but I need more than good intentions. I need a word. I need direction. And so
Yeah.
I did. I went to him, and he legit sent an answer. And that was the only way that I was able to get pulled back. I had a word, and it pulled me back. I was able to then start the healing process.
Yeah.
Period. That was the only way, because I was sitting, okay? I was sitting in my hurt, and I was fine with that. Why? Because
Mm.
I wasn't going to rush what I felt. I'm going to sit in my hurt until he gives me an answer. Period. And that's what I did. Absolutely. He gave me an answer, and that word pulled me out. And I was able to begin the healing. Absolutely.
That's beautiful. The whole sit in my hurt. I think a lot of what we have also come to realize as millennials,
Mm-hmm.
we have been given this hand-me-down tradition of dealing with feelings and things that affect us as a like brush it under the rug, we'll deal with
Yeah.
it later. That goes along with the whole we didn't for many decades believe in therapy. You don't tell nobody your business. You don't tell people.
Right.
You keep it in. Okay, but if you keep it in, you're going to vomit and you're going to spill or you're going to trip over this big lumpy rug
Mm-hmm.
of feelings and emotions and trauma that you haven't addressed. Feel your feelings. That is a
Mm-hmm.
recurring theme on the show. You have to feel your feelings because they exist.
Yep.
They tell you that you're human still. You're still having a human experience to a certain degree.
Yep.
This casing is being affected. And even though, yeah, it's like emotional trauma, it's, mental trauma, it does literally manifest in other parts of your body. It does
Mm-hmm.
produce sickness. You have to feel your feelings, give them a name,
Yep.
acknowledge them, and then heal through that. You have
Yep.
to. So I'm so glad you said that, Latoya, because it's
Mm-hmm.
very, very important. It's a whole entire process, and that's one piece of it that we can't forsake. So
Yep.
I'm glad that you shared that. I'm glad that people will get to see that it's hard work. It
Mm-hmm.
is teamwork, but it is beautiful. It
Yep.
doesn't have to be painful always. If you can see past
Yeah.
whatever may be ugly, hurtful, traumatic right now, if you can see past it,
Mm-hmm.
remember whenever you do decide to get married, if anyone is listening that's single and in a long-term relationship, hoping to be married to the person that they're with, if you do reach the point where you're exchanging vows, remember those vows.
Mm-hmm.
Find people that can hold you accountable to that, not just the obvious. Have you been faithful? Have you been, financially responsible? Have you been, but the
Mm-hmm.
whole you. Find people
Right.
that care about the whole entire you and your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
That'll definitely help incorporate a team within your home, within your relationship, because if you know that there are people that genuinely care about you on the outside, that helps you
Mm-hmm.
guys to build your camaraderie on the inside of your house in your four walls. Know that you should be both of your partners' safe spaces. You should
Mm-hmm.
both feel secure with one another. That goes right back into the whole friendship play. If you're secure in your friendship, you know you've got someone that has your back. Even when
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you may feel neglected, because there are times we forget as wives, as husbands, we perform at low maintenance
Mm-hmm.
because we get caught up in busyness, because we get
Right.
caught up in our own individual pains, because we get caught up in our own individual frustrations. Allow that person grace.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's another thing you'll probably hear a lot in this series.
Mm-hmm.
Allow them grace, because we all need it. We all
Right.
need it.
But you know what I am, and I know you just said it, and it is a beautiful thing. But I'm just not sure if it works for everybody. I am not a advocate of going out finding couples or whatever the case may be.
Not necessarily finding,
Uh-huh.
but if it works, like if those friendships just happen to
Mm-hmm.
naturally work,
Mm-hmm.
keep them,
Okay.
because there'll be people that come along your path,
Mm-hmm.
married or single, and they could probably have similar beliefs,
Yeah.
but they can also have things about them and components about them that not tarnish, but
Mm-hmm.
don't mix well with your for sure secure long-term goal
Mm-hmm.
for you and yours, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah, now
I
that
wouldn't
makes
say
sense.
I wouldn't say anyone should have a gumption to I want to be like that couple, or let's get to know that couple.
Mm-hmm.
If it happens organically, I would say be open to it.
Mm-hmm.
Be
Yeah.
open to being receptive and welcome to it,
Mm-hmm.
and have those people in mind that you can have fun with,
Mm-hmm.
glean from, and they can glean from you, and it just
Right.
fits and it works in a natural way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that when it does happen, it's a great thing. Like, we weren't looking for each other
Right, right.
at all. When I tell you the short of the long story, Chip Chat and Chill, the way Latoya and I ended up in each other's lives, we weren't looking for each other at all.
Lord, I'm
But
never
from
looking
day
for no.
one, I said, "Come on, hat." From day one, okay. There was something. I'm like, yeah, I agree. Whatever it is, I agree.
Oh my
You agree.
gosh.
You got me.
Right.
And here we are. Like 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm glad you brought that up, because that goes into our friendship, how we met and how it works. Like you and
Yes.
Kenny, myself and my husband, like it worked.
Yeah.
We get along great. Like, we genuinely love each other. We support
Right.
the Diggs. We love the Diggs. My husband is crazy about her hair and her creativity. And the thing that one of the main common threads,
Mm-hmm.
the Derochers are a creative family. The Diggs
Yeah.
are a creative family. And
Mm-hmm.
we kind of just get how that works, how our brains work, how our passions work.
Yeah.
I think we see each other.
We do.
So
Because if we did, you know I wouldn't be here. You know it, okay? You know it. I'm not gonna waste nobody's time, okay? At all.
oh my
Mm-mm.
gosh, I love her to death. I'm so glad you made it. I'm glad we had this conversation. I'm glad. Thank you so much for trusting us with your story and your journey, your
Absolutely.
wisdom, your love. Happy hour. So this is the segment of the hour where we have lighthearted exchange. We get a little bit better what you would and would not do in certain situations, what your personality is like, and how you would follow suit in certain scenarios. So we put a little spin on happy hour games today. We're just going to play a round of one gots to go.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to ease into it. I'm going to do Would You Rather first. We're going to play Would You Rather first.
It don't even matter. It don't matter, okay?
We're going to go from spicy to raunchy. I'm going to do Would You Rather first.
Okay.
So it's just a series of scenarios. You could tell me which one would be your preference.
Okay.
Would you rather be invisible or read your spouse's mind?
Be invisible.
That's mine too.
Yeah. I just feel like trying to read somebody's mind is just so invasive. Like I ain't got time for that. Invisible, please, okay?
I could choose when I want to be nosy. I can go back to living my life. Yep. Would you rather share affection every day or say I love you?
Share affection. I play a lot. I get on his nerves. I know I do, but I
like being annoying.
I love it. I mean, I take pride in it. Okay.
Yeah. We them spouses. All right.
I do. I love it. I'm making up songs and everything. Just annoying. Okay.
Yes. Would you rather have sex every night or date night once a week?
That's hard. Oh Lord, that's hard. Oh, that's a hard one, sis. That's a Whew. That's a hard one. Sex every night or date night once a week?
Once a week.
That's hard.
Well, see.
I'm gonna say sex every night. You're so silly.
Give it up for the nasty bride. Give it up for the nasty bride. Yeah,
but when you got kids and they be coming in, I'm gonna have to, do the date night.
That's where I struggled.
Get it in the daytime.
Yeah. Hello. Yes, you got to get creative. Yes, I struggled because if you do date night, you can still have date night and sex on the same night and still be creative. If we have sex, then it's like, okay, when I'm gonna see you again? Like we be working, you work, I work, you out, I'm out. So I was a little torn, just a little bit. Oh, this is a good one. Would you rather have a consistently happy marriage but die in 10 years or have an up and down marriage for the next 30 years?
Up and down all the time. I don't want anything easy. I don't want to be, there's no fun in that. I'm sorry.
Roller coaster me, please. I'll take it. Yep.
Yeah, I'll take roller coaster for 500.
Yes, every time. Would you rather be on top or do it from behind?
The top.
Yeah.
And you know what? This may be TMI, but until I lose my fupa, I don't want that thing flopping on me if I'm bent. That thing be in the way. And that thing just hitting. You got to use one of your hands to hold it up, and too much. So I just need to work on losing that.
The wheelbarrow works to the fupa advantage.
Okay.
We can talk about that in part 2.
Okay, good. Yes.
Yes. And the last one, would you rather be heard in the act or seen in the act? I think you probably just answered this question.
Well, you go ahead. You already got the answer then.
Heard for 1,000 Alex. Hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, can you hear me now?
You're so silly.
Good one. All right. That was a good round of Would You Rather. That's probably the spiciest one we play yet, to your honor, Latoya. Would you rather? And let's play one round of One Gots to Go.
Okay.
One Gots to Go. It's a series of there's a plethora of things here. So I did a little mix of well-known couples, Thanksgiving desserts, and sex.
Okay.
Will and Jada, Bobby and Whitney, Brad and Angelina.
Will and Jada.
It's a lot of toxicity. Oh my gosh, that was my answer. Yes. Yes. Somebody please save Will Smith. Okay. This is like, I need help. Somebody save him, please. But
I think
you're right.
Both of them though. I really don't think it's just one person.
You teach people how to treat you, and he welcomed okay. That's another episode too.
Yeah.
That's like 3 episodes in one today. One got to go. Ray J and Princess, Rashida and Kirk, the baby and Danny Lee.
Now you know the baby. I don't even know how he made it to the countdown.
The baby and Danny Lee, they both
of them.
They need to go.
Yeah, just go.
That's a different flavor of toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
One got to go. Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, or Erica Mena and Safari.
Erica and Safari. Yes.
Thanksgiving desserts. One got to go. Banana pudding, sweet potato pie, apple pie, or peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler. Bye. Yes. Good and bye.
One got to go. 6. Foreplay, orgasm, kissing, or eye contact.
One got to go. Kissing, because I'm not really a good kisser, so I don't need that to like do anything else. So it can go. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, I mean, it's so funny. Me and Kenny be having these conversations. I was like, man, I've never been like a good kisser. He was like, I know, me neither.
Let's be honest.
And so we know that's something we have to work on. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of marriage. It's like, you know, we both suck at it, but we gonna suck together, okay?
Literally and figuratively.
Look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You like that. That was fun. That was so much fun. Latoya Diggs, everybody. I should eat everything up, though. I should eat everything up. Foodie.
Absolutely.
There. She has so many gifts, and we are both creatives, which complements our friendship very, very well. She's dear and near to my heart. It's Latoya Danielle Diggs. She is the bomb, period. Just get into her.
You.
When you have the time, please do visit her social media page at Latoya Danielle _ on Instagram. She has a lot of great things going on. Always does. So if there's any inspiration for being creative, venturing into business, you'll get inspired. Trust me.
See?
So, yeah. I'm a truth teller.
Because I am a creative as well as you, it's kind of hard to pinpoint things that you want to do. So for me, every idea, well, just about every idea I have, I just put it out there and they flop a lot, but I just don't care. So I don't really have any type of business savvy for real. I just have a lot of boldness to where I'm just going to try it. And if it doesn't work, oh, well, like I'm not going to get in trouble that it didn't work out. So I'm just going to go back and do something again. But I promise you, I just love doing what I do. And I believe I do it well. And that's that.
The fact that you know that, and the fact that I have so much to celebrate about that, I am, I have no problem supporting people and cheering them on and being their cheerleader. That's me. Yeah. You own it. Okay. Yep. No questions asked. You don't need permission. Like, it's there. And the fact that Latoya is so bold in like believing in whatever idea that it is, the boldness is the boldness for me.
Thank you.
It's the other one. It's the boldness for me. Yeah. No, for real. Because you need that. You need that. If you're going to have anyone believe in your product or your idea or anything, you got to believe it in yourself. Yeah. She that one. If you need to take lessons and notes from actually like giving yourself a pep talk and actually coaching yourself to actually believe and convince that and sell it to yourself first.
I got you.
She that one. That's where we balance each other out. And I love that about you. I was like, when I grow up one day, I'm definitely going to be able to do the same thing. And I'm learning. I have learned. And you're going to learn to celebrate yourself.
I know that's something that I promise you, I don't even look at myself like that. I just don't. And it's not I look down on myself. I just don't look at myself as no, oh, I'm out here trying to be boss woman, this, that. I don't, child. I can't worry about none of that. I am just trying.
We're just trying to
I'm
live.
like, Lord, let one of these ideas pop off, okay? Because I'm tired, okay?
Make it work. Your life
Yeah.
is beautiful and your family is beautiful.
Thank you.
You are beautiful.
Thank you.
There have been so many beautiful things to evolve in my life because I have you praying for me and
Oh,
I pray for you.
thank you.
We have not seen each other since the clamdemic,
Yes. Yeah.
but when I tell you every single week, the digs are on my mind and we miss you guys so much. But this was definitely a slice of goodiness for me to have you here today, to have my girl time, to
I
chat, to
know.
talk about things that we're most passionate about. You know, if
Yes.
anyone's struggling with hope, there's always room for hope.
Yep.
There's always room for hope. And that brings me to the close of the show. This is where we wrap up and we share the one gag. There's always a good in the bad. It's not all bad.
Okay.
There's always a good. So the gag is millennials give up easily or quickly, but the gag is
I don't even care. I just can that be a gag? Like, I don't care.
yeah, yeah. Because you know
Good.
what? Not caring has worked. The not
All the
caring
time.
about the outsiders, it has
Yep.
worked. When I tell you not caring frees you, the gag is you ain't gotta care.
Right.
You gotta care. Now, care about the things that are most
Yeah.
important to you. Do care, please. Show
Yeah.
that you care. Put some care to it and make it work. Figure it out. I
Mm-hmm.
promise you can figure it out. But when it comes to what they gonna think if I choose to do this, what they gonna think if I don't choose to do that, or what do they
Right.
think if I have to restart, or what do they think if I don't care about the outsiders. So that was the gag. Don't care.
Good. We got through that.
So now we wrapping up. Check, please. We are getting out of here. But before
Yeah.
we go, what is something that was the best part of the conversation for you today, whether you shared it or you gained it, that you're taking with you today?
I think, well, not even what I think. I believe that what I want people to be able to just take away and add to is just being able to not always have to look beyond outside of your marriage for answers, for help, for any of that, and to be able to just lean towards each other a lot more. Um,
Mhm.
because that's the beauty of building and getting to know your partner even more every step of their growth because they're changing almost daily. I know I am. And I just feel like if we just turn to each other more, if we be our own go-to, our marriages will become better. And then when people see us, they can actually see the glory on our marriages. Like it will be a testimony within itself already because you're not trying to be something. You're just really, really trying to be that for each other and see your spouse as God intended for them, for you to see them through his eyes, and everything will be better. Like it's not to say you'll have a whole lot of better days. It's just everything will become better. That's what I think.
I think you touched on that in a great, great way. I think that you set the identity, you set the look, what the vibe is for your relationship. Don't try to carbon copy anyone. Be the blueprint. That is
Yes.
mine. That is mine. Be the blueprint. When I tell you that will free more than just myself, be the blueprint. On Zachía Media House, I say it all the time. It's growing pains.
Mm-hmm.
Growing hurts. It's supposed to. When you break a bone, you injure a muscle, it
Mm-hmm.
hurts, but it's showing growth. That
Yeah.
healing process hurts because it's supposed to, it's designed to.
Mm-hmm.
The pain associated in healing tells you there's growth happening. So don't
Mm-hmm.
dismiss it. Don't try to skip it. Don't try to
Right.
rush it. Be the blueprint. Don't be afraid of the mistakes. Don't be afraid of pain. It's
Mm-hmm.
temporary. It's temporary. See past now.
Yeah.
That's going to get you through. If you see
Yeah.
past now, that's going to get you through. Thank you for that. Yes. Thank you for that. Oh my gosh. That's going to free so many people.
That's awesome. I pray
It's
it
so simple.
does.
It
Seriously.
will. I feel it. Like I'm excited. it was no coincidence that this concept came about. This was necessary.
Awesome.
A love built to last, because it can.
Yep.
Contrary to belief, not everybody's dropping the hat and getting divorced and quitting on each other and failing. It only fails when you cease and desist everything. It don't have to be that way in every single instance. It doesn't have to be that other way.
Sometimes even when you want to quit, you can't even quit, because God is like, nope, my hand is on this. So you're going to have to either sit over there and pout, but I need you to heal. Whenever you're ready, I'm here to help you heal. And that was another thing that helped me too. When I was at that point and he told me, my hand is on you. So you may not see it. It may not feel like it right now, but my hand is on your marriage. And that was all the confirmation I needed. Like I said, that word, man, all you need is a word.
Beautiful.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
This was amazing. I hope you had a good time. Did you have fun today?
Did. You did. Listen, I did. I did. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, child, okay?
Thank you for coming by Chip Chat and Chill. Millennial recess is essential, especially now that we are in a clamdemic and we are so spread out. We are connected through the show. We have fun. We laugh. We make it lighthearted. Whatever bad time you're having, I hope this was very helpful and therapeutic. I know this is a therapeutic space for a lot of people, even across the pond. Thank you for listening in the UK. Thank you for listening in Brazil. Thank you for listening in Sweden. Thank you so much for everyone for having a listening ear. For any reason, you are more than welcome to come back to Chip Chat and Chill.
Yes, thank you. I would love to.
Awesome.
Yes.
We've had our fun. We're dipping out. I hope everybody tunes in each Thursday this holiday season. We're going to help you get through it. As I always say in closing, love yourself, stay well, live in power. And then when you come back, bring some friends right back here to Chip Chat and Chill.
I love it.
See ya.